Welcome to the most concise course for IELTS 2021. In this video, we will understand IELTS introduction. If you need the full course with extensive data, detailed explanation, many mock tests, unlimited feedback, writing and speaking samples, you can go to ielts.learnwithsimonance.com and get yourself registered. If you just want the explanation and not all the data, there's a playlist provided in the description.
IELTS. IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System, and it tests how proficient you are in English, right, the language. And this test is for people who want to go abroad, okay? It's not for people who want to show their skills in English. Yeah, you can do that just to test how good you are, but it's mainly for people who want to go abroad. And people go abroad for mainly two reasons, or three, let's say. The first main reason is for studies. Second main reason is immigration or work. So people who want to go for work or immigration should be giving a different kind of exam in IELTS, and for studies a different kind. So we'll discuss that later. For now, let's talk about what is this series about, what is this video about. Okay, this series is all about IELTS. I want to make clear how IELTS works, including everything. All right, this series will start with introduction of IELTS, then next video will be about listening and reading and writing. All the modules will be solved here. You don't need anything. All the books, all the material will be provided by me. You don't need to worry about anywhere online. So let's get it started. Who should be giving IELTS first of all? The IELTS test takers should be people who want to go abroad for studies or, as I said, for work. So IELTS has two types. The first type is called academic. Second type is called general training. And people who are going for work should be going for general training. Who are going for studies should be going for academic. I'm going to repeat it again. If you're going for study of any kind, like graduation, post-graduation, PhD, go for academic. If you're going for work, please go for general training. Remember these two things. Important to understand. You cannot go opposite. You won't get approval from the college or from your work agency. You need to do it perfectly. For work, general training, remember that, okay? Once it is done, there are another two options in IELTS. They are now, recently they started it, paper-based and computer-based. In paper-based, you can use paper or pencil and pen. In computer, everything works in computer except the speaking module. So I prefer you to take the paper one. The paper one is easier and much fun, right? Rather than going for the other thing, that is computer one. So please take the paper pencil one. It's much better and fun. The score which you get in IELTS actually is in the form of bands. I'm just going through this general structure. You will see all the modules slowly eventually, don't worry about that. It's in the form of bands ranging from 1 to highest 9. So this is the lowest and this is the highest band. This is like proficient level. And this will be valid for around 2 years. So let's say you want to go abroad after like 3 years and you're writing tests, it's useless. So please write the test and remember the validity only for 2 years. So no need to write it down right now if you're planning to do it later. Going abroad part, okay? So remember the validity is for 2 years and it's based on bands. It's called band. And these bands are between 1 to 9. 9 is the highest, 1 is the lowest. Wonderful. Now, how do they test this English language skills? Their test is based on modules. Now, what are these modules? Let me just discuss it with you. Modules are like your skills. So first one is listening, then we have reading, then we have writing, and finally fourth one is speaking. So I'm writing in short, I think it's clear. Listening, reading, writing and speaking. These are the 4 modules in IELTS. How does it work though? All these 4 modules are being tested on different days collectively. So these 3 will be on one day. Okay, and this will be on another day. Plus or minus 5 days here and there. Could be 3 days before this or could be 3 days after that. For example, this is on your 20th of May. And this would be either 15th, 14th, 13th, I mean 15, 16, 17 till 19, it could be any day, or could be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So this could be plus or minus 5 days your speaking test. So these are 4 modules that are tested, and these are the partition. This will be on a single day and this will be on a different day. Remember that. This is the essential information that you need to know about modules. Okay, wonderful. Now moving ahead, let's see each module in a little bit more detail than just knowing the name of the module, so that you get an idea, oh, this is what happens, this is what I have to do in that. Okay, but remember, this will be very basic idea, like a bird eye view. Okay, the first one which I'm going to discuss is listening, because it comes in the first in the sequence. Listening modules work like that. You will be listening an audio, okay, and you will not listen it again, just once, and you will have a question paper and you have to write the answers in the first question paper, and then you copy in the answer sheet. Important part is that you will be listening to an audio and then you keep writing the answers in the blanks or MCQs or whatever. So it's like listening to the audio, reading the whatever they have mentioned, and writing the answer on the spot. Generally, answer are not more than 2 to 3 words, and or if they're MCQs, of course, it's option A, B, or C. I hope it is clear in listening. I know there are doubts. How does it work? Can I hear some audio? Of course. Wait a second. I'll be showing you some example of the audio. Second most important thing for our playlist is, or our course is, there's a separate video for that, for listening. There's a separate full video for that. You can find in the channel easily. I'm going to put the link in the description. You can listen to the whole video, like one video, everything included, all the kinds of questions. This is because it's introductory videos. I cannot put everything in here. It will become too long, all right? Now let's just see how many questions are there. In listening, the number of questions is 40. And there will be an audio played for 30 to 40 minutes. 30 to 35 minutes, my bad. So there will be 40 questions and audio will be played for 30 to 35 minutes and 40 questions. And you have to write the answers first in the question sheet and then later in the answer sheet, and you'll get extra 10 minutes to copy the answers from the question sheet to the answer sheet. Now, how does this answer sheet look like? How does the question look like? Will be cleared in a minute. Let me make it clear to you. But be precautious about few things. For example, you're thinking, oh, they can play the audio again time. No, the audio will be played only once. You have control over your headphones. They will be providing you headphones in which you will be listening to the audio. Remember to check your headphones very cautiously, because if your headphones has some trouble, you can tell them initially. They won't listen to you in the middle of the test, okay? They cannot stop. If there's really a problem that started in the middle, you can stop them, that is fine. But like, you can have to tell them initially to check. Also test your volume. If you want to increase or decrease, you can do that in the middle of the test as well, but you have no control over the audio. You cannot go back or forward. Okay, control of the audio is with them in the exam. You have only control over the headphones volume or the headphone. That's it, by keeping it close to your ear. That's it, nothing else. Okay, now remember one more thing I told you. There's something called academic and general training. In this module, academic and general training is the same. No different question paper or no different questions. For listening, academic is equal to general training. That means the question paper for people who are going abroad for work and for study or work will be same. No change. All right. Now, let me show you some example so that it's clear, and also the question paper and also some like answer sheet, how it looks like, so that you can understand how does it work. Okay. Let me go to another screen. You can see there and work on it. So there will be an audio that will be played and you have to answer the question based on the audio. I'll be showing the question on the screen right now and the audio will be played at the same time. Let's start then.
Orient Computer Solutions.
Hi, I'm Robert Smith.
Hello, Rupert.
Oh no, not Rupert. It's Robert.
I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. Do you have an account with us?
Yes, I do.
Can you please tell me your street name?
It's Abbey Rise. ABBEYRISE.
And your phone number as well?
0521 256532.
Thank you. Let me have a look.
Thank you. Alright.
So if you heard the answers and if you could provide the answer, that's wonderful. Let me just show you the answers on the screen right now. Can you see them? Great. If you got all the answers correct, that means you're on the right track. If not, don't worry. We'll be saying the tips and tricks to find such answers. These kind of questions are called form filling. This is just one of the types of question. No need to worry about these are the only type you will get. You'll get other types as well. Now let me provide you what is the answer sheet in listening. Right? Once you finish the 40 questions after the audio is being played, all the audios, and you write the answers in the question sheet, you have to copy the answers from the question sheet to the answer sheet. And this is how the answer sheet looks like. Okay, above you will have personal information, and below you have to write the answers from 1 to 40. Okay, wonderful. Great. And we are back. I hope you understood everything. If not, please write in the comments or watch the full video. It will be important for you. Now let's see what happens in the next module, which is called reading. As soon as you write your listening test and your listening test is over, you write the answers in the answer sheet, they'll come and take the answer sheet from you. They'll give you another question sheet, that is reading. In here, you'll be given 40 questions again, but this time you'll be given 60 minutes. And how does it work? You will have to read a lot of passages. Lot of means precise, I'll tell you the number. You have to read passages and you have to write the answers in the question sheet, or you can write directly in the answer sheet. They have no control over you. You have been given 60 minutes. In that you have to finish 40 questions. That's it. No negative marking, nothing like that. All right. So this is how it works. Now there's a change here in the case of academic and general training. Now the change is, let me just write here, for academic and general training. In academic, what happens is the passages are total number 3. So 3 passages will be there from which you will be asking questions. Here there will be 5 passages. Okay. Second thing that will be the difference is that the context, these passages will be from academic context. And these passages will be from general context. That means from advertisement, television, or any menu or any service. So because they are going for work, so there has to be a difference. This is the difference. So 3 passages, here 5 passages. Here academic context and bigger passages, of course. And here general passages like about advertisement. Last difference but not the least is scoring, which I'm not going to write here. Just remember that here scoring is also a little bit different. That means here academic, because the passages are huge, though number 3, total 3 only, it is a little bit lenient. Here it's a little bit lenient checking, and here a little bit hard checking. So basically what I mean is, if you're getting out of 40, you're getting 30, that means you'll be almost getting 7 or 7.5 band. But if you get here, you get 1 band less than those people, that means 6.5 bands. Okay. How does it work, and what kind of question you might get, you can see in the full video which I provided in the link in the description. But one kind I can show you in the same video, this video, which I'll be showing on other screen. But one more thing I forgot to tell you is they don't provide you any extra time after 60 minutes like they did in listening, 10 minutes extra. And secondly is this will be on the same day as listening. Remember that. It's not like speaking, it won't be on different day. So like listening, it will be on the same day, okay, together with reading. As soon as listening is over, reading will be there. Now let me just take you through other screen where we have examples, and you can see how does it feel like to do reading question. As you can see on the screen right now, these kind of questions will be there in exam. Not the same kind, of course. I mean, there will be MCQs, there will be fill in the blanks, other kind as well. But what I mean is, you have to write the answers reading the passages. On the left, you will see a huge passage which has 3 paragraphs. On the right, you will see this fill in the blanks, which says complete summary by filling the blanks from the above paragraph. I mean the left, a paragraph on the left. It can take you 4 to 5 minutes to read the paragraph and write the answers. If you want, you can pause the video, and if you don't want, you can continue with the whole video itself. I mean the introductory video. It's up to you. But this was just to show you what kind of questions you will get. Now let me show you what kind of answer sheet you will get in your in exam. This is similar to listening, but on the top you will be reading everywhere written. Okay, same in listening as well. 1 to 40 you will have to write the answers in here. You won't get extra time, as I've told you in the intro video.
So take care of that.
Great. I hope you understood it. If you didn't, please write in the comment again and also watch the full video of reading to understand the whole reading section. This is just an introductory video so that you get an idea about how IELTS works. Now comes writing. That is number 3 in the sequence. So once you finish listening, you give your test and they take the paper back. Same goes for reading. Once it is over, comes writing. Writing also works like that, and total time is 60 minutes, and there are 2 tasks. I'm going to discuss about task in a minute, but here there's something important. There's another difference for general training and academic. So general training and academic is not same. I mean, they are different. There are plenty differences. We'll discuss those differences and we'll see what are these 2 tasks in detail in a minute. Let me just clear it here. Writing, in my opinion, is the hardest of all because they test many things like grammar and vocabulary and all those stuff. Let me just go through it. First of all, let's see what happens in each task according to general training and academic. In part 1, for general training, you have to write letter, and the letter should be no less than 150 words. It should be more than 150 words. But if you're for academic, it should be a report. The word count will be the same, no difference. So same word count, but it will be a report based on an image or a table or both combined or a map or anything. Okay, so this will be a report. This will be a letter, could be formal, semi-formal, informal letter. I'll give an example after this and explaining this thing. And in here, it will be same, an essay. Here, the word count will be 250 words here. And overall total time you will be taking for this is 60 minutes, remember. It's up to you when you want to write task 1, task 2, they will give you a question paper and the answer sheet at the same time. And how question paper looks like, how answer sheet look like, I'll be showing in the same video. Don't worry about that. But understand that for general training and academics, there is a difference. You have a letter writing here, and here you have to write a report on images. Okay, but essay is the same for both. And word count is different for both task 1 and task 2. And you have to finish both together. There's not like once they'll be giving task 1, task 2. No, you can get extra filling sheets. You can take that. All right. And it'll be total 60 minutes. Right. Now, what are the criteria how they test your listening? How they test your writing is another issue which will be discussed in the full video. But let me also take you to another screen to show you what kind of question might come up in your exam. All right.
All right then. Right now on the screen you see a question which is a graph, and this kind of question will be for general training and part 1 question. There are 2 parts, as I told you, part 1 and part 2. You might get this graph or any kind of graph or image that you have to explain, and you have to write 150 words. Okay. Now next you will see an example of question that you have to write for general training. You won't get both questions. Of course, you will get only either letter or a report. So you will get this letter if you are in general training. You can read the question that written there. You saw an advertisement for an English course in your city, but you have some problem and you can't stay the whole course. Write a letter with the information provided below, and you have to write only minimum 150 words. Okay. Moving next, we'll see the question type in part 2. You can take 40 minutes for that because it's organized based on the 60 minutes you have, 20 minutes for the part 1, 40 minutes for the part 2. And you have to write the essay on after given an example topic. Some people say that ebooks and modern technology will totally replace traditional newspapers and magazine. To what extent do you agree or disagree? There are other 5 kinds of questions you might get, but for now let's keep it as an example. You have to write examples there, and you have to write from your knowledge or experience if you wish. But remember, at least 250 words are required. Below that, penalty will be there. Now next I'll show you what kind of answer sheet you will get. So there are some lines in the answer sheet, as you can see, and the pages will be like page 1, page 2. You can get extra answer sheet if you want. If you couldn't finish within this one, you can get extra answer sheet. And apart from that, answer sheet for task 2 will be same as well. Not much change. Just on the top you will written task 2. Okay, please don't write anything when they have mentioned examiners use only. Okay, so I think it is pretty clear to you what kind of answer sheet you will get, and you don't need to write anything on the examiner part only.
Wonderful. Now we are back. Now see, this was the 1-day exam so far. So we had listening, reading and writing. This was for around 30 to 35 minutes. This was around 60 minutes, right? And this was around, not around exactly 60 minutes as well, but because there's a difference, there's an extra gap in the middle, like 5 minutes while switching the paper, and there's no break in the middle. This test will be around 2 hours and 45 minutes total. 1 day sitting this long is a trouble. What are the other psychological factors affecting you? We'll see later. For now, remember that this is just for 1 day. Now let's jump to the other part, that is speaking. That means on other day we have speaking. Let me talk about that. How speaking is organized is a little bit different than all of these three. Speaking is an informal kind of interview that they carry on. They will be sending you a mail, plus sending a message on your phone, not WhatsApp but normal message, where they will be giving you information about where or venue of the test, time of the test, when you have to be present, and date of the test. This will be like 7 days before exam, so that they can tell you what date you will be having a speaking test. This is generally in hotels where they can easily record your voice for testing. And this is a kind of formal interview. Somebody will be sitting there as a person and asking you questions. Okay, great. Now, there's no difference in speaking for general training and academic. Both of them will get similar kind of question, no difference. So speaking is same for both. Remember that. Academic and general training, speaking is same. Now comes what happens in speaking, right? There are 3 different parts in speaking. So once you get inside the room with the examiner, they will be asking you questions like, what's your name? This is not graded yet. Once they say, oh, we're going to start recording, then they ask you questions and say, this is section 1 or part 1 of your speaking. In there, they'll be asking you introductory questions. That means about you, mainly about you, like what do you like, what you don't like, where is your hometown, what is your most favorite thing in hometown, what is your favorite vehicle or whatever type of transport, all about you. And you have to speak. This part will last for 4 to 5 minutes. And this is not a monologue. There will be like conversation. A person is asking you question, you're replying. And a person is keep asking, you keep replying instantly. If you take a break, long break, it's not good. You can ask for time, of course. We'll discuss that later in the full video. But for now, understand this is about you and it will last for 4 to 5 minutes. You have to speak 3 to 4 sentences on each question. Okay. This is not a conversation, part 2. So this is a conversation. This is a monologue. Monologue means you have to speak alone. So they'll give you a topic. So this is a task card they'll provide you, kind of. On that, you will be given 1 minute of preparation time. And then you have to speak for 2 minutes continuously. So 1 minute prepare and 2 minutes speak continuously. Then if the time is gone extra, the examiner will stop you. Otherwise, you have to keep speaking because everything is recorded. Okay, if you speak less, if the examiner is not, they'll try to encourage you, please speak more. Okay, this is what happens in task 2. And task 3, which is again a conversation very similar to here, but a few changes. I'll tell you the change. First thing is topic is always from the task, which is provided here in part 2. So these are follow-up questions. Okay. Based on, let's say for the task is about traveling. So this also question will be about traveling. And these are not about you. These are general questions about the whole community or work or anywhere, right? And you have to speak again for 4 to 5 minutes. I mean, total time for this part. And you have to speak a little bit longer than the first part. If you are speaking 3 sentences here, try to speak 4 to 5 sentences here for each question. And again, it's a conversation. A person keep asking you a question, you're replying the answers. If it is not so clear, and total time for speaking is 11 to 14 minutes. So this was 4 to 5 minutes. Again, this was 4 to 5 minutes. This was 3 to 4 minutes. If I'm not written here, total 3 to 4 minutes, total 4 to 5 minutes, again 4 to 5 minutes. I'm underlining this to make clear. If you add this, it will become 11 to 14 minutes total test. They cannot go below 11 minutes. They cannot go beyond 14 minutes. All right. Now, once this is over, okay, speaking, then you get a result later. But before that, let me show you how what kind of question you might get, example of questions, and also some answers so that you get an idea, oh, this is how it works, right? Great.
So there are 3 parts in speaking. So let me show you part 1, sample questions. You might get questions like, do you work or study? Do you enjoy your work? What city are you from? Etc. and etc. I mean, there will be introductory questions as I have discussed in the intro video itself. But in part 2, you will get a question that is a cue card. You have to prepare for 1 minute for that, and you will be given 2 minutes to speak. Okay? This kind of question might come up. Describe a teacher you like at school. You have to say who they are, why you like them, and when you met them last time. Of course, you have to speak more than these questions, but these are just guiding questions, and you will get such same questions in exam as well. Related to you, but set question, and you cannot change this question, by the way. You have to speak on this. And finally, you will see question 3 sample part 3 sample questions, and they will be based on the question we have seen earlier, that is cue card. Is teaching preferred by youngsters in your country? Are private schools more famous than public schools in your country? And similar questions, because we were talking about teaching and schools in our country, hence these kind of questions might come up.
Wonderful. I hope you get a clear idea of speaking. It's important. Though it's introduction, you should get an idea about it. If not, ask me question, which part you want to understand in detail. Of course, links are there for understanding each part. You can go from the same video below in the description. Now, once you finish this, it will take 13 days to get your score. And score will be 2 types. Number 1 is module wise, like each module have a score, and overall. Now, what does it mean by overall and module? Let's say listening, reading, writing, and speaking. You'll be getting score of, let's say, 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 8, 7, 8. So the average will be counted by dividing by 4. And it is essential to get a good score in each module. Most of the colleges and workplaces do ask for separate module score, good score. Alright, it's not necessary that your score required is 7.5 and you're getting 5.5 in one and 7.5 overall because your other scores are good. Not going to work, because they also give lower limit for each module. Remember that, please. Now, there are certain questions that might be coming to your mind, even if they're not, people are asking online. So these questions I'm going to ask in, FAQ kind of question, frequently asked questions. They ask, should I use pencil or a pen? I would say, please use pencil. And they ask, sometimes they say, we can send your result directly to 4 universities. Generally, these 4 universities are top-notch universities, so not really important. You can also send your online score later once you get it. And they ask sometimes, how many times can I write the exam? Right? I say as many times as you want, because in big cities, it is 4 times a month this exam being organized. But I suggest you take a break once you don't get the score you wanted. Okay? Wonderful. Now, another question that might pop up in your mind, or people do have it, because there are 2 kinds of companies which are writing tests, or they are taking the test. One is called IDP, which stands for International Development Program, and another is called British Council. These 2 companies are taking tests, though the test is being created by Cambridge, right? I think you know what Cambridge University is, and if not, you can search about it, read about it. Cambridge creates the test, and IDP and British Council take the test. There's no difference between both are same. People thinking, oh, what if I go for IDP, I'll get good score? Not really. Person who can't get good score, they try for British Council because they didn't get it. It's like, I didn't get good service in this partner, I'll go for another one. There's no difference, please trust me. Don't waste your time on searching on all this stuff.
Remember, this was the shortest version of the topic we discussed today. If you want details of the same topic or more about it, go to the link provided in the description or ielts.learnwithsimonash.com. You will get pre-recorded sessions with everything possible which is provided on your screen right now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a nice time. See you soon.